I want to check on one thing, because let me just see if he's available. Hope I can get a signal out of here. So I call Bishop Bloomer here. Let's pray he answers.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I got you on speaker here. Everybody say hello, Bishop Bloomer.
I am so happy and sad at the same time. I really, really wanted to be there, but what happened is that this was booked a year ago, and so thank God for technology, but great things are going to happen for us. I believe without one shout of a doubt that God is positioning us to shift systems in the earth. And I'm talking to all of the prophets or people who have prophetic mantles on your life. Notice this for a moment. Every time we have a prophetic college, we have the prophetic college surrounding something that breaks in the atmosphere. And it's moments before we go forth with it. Few things will I not reveal unto my prophets. One translation says. Another one says, God would do nothing without sharing it with us. And we don't always recognize what he's actually doing or what is happening, but he's dealing with us. And so now there is a spirit in the land to discredit the voice of the prophet and to put dirt in the eye of the prophet, and we cannot allow that to happen. 2020 is our year of vision. 2020. And it's our year for us to rise up, for us to stop fighting one another, for us to realize that the scriptures are about to come to pass in our life, and prophecies that have been spoken in times past is coming to pass. Nations will rise against nations, ethnicity, where there's races against races, kingdoms against kingdoms, Ukraine against America, and all this kind of stuff. Earthquakes in diverse places, a climate change, the riding of the four horses of the apocalypse, false doctrine, the white horse, the red horse, communism, the black horse, the economy, the pale horse, sicknesses that will be brought, and diseases on the land. We're living in that moment and in that time. I don't mean to preach to you. I'm just excited because I know what our assignment is. And I'm asking y'all to stand with me and Master Prophet to get this message to the world. We are going to stand against racism. We're going to release money in the land. Money in the land will be released, for the Bible declares that God has given that power to the prophet. That power to the prophet.
Yes.
And we're going to cause healing and breakthrough for people who are sick, and bring the church back to its rightful place. The fundamental gospel, fundamental message of the church is to present to a world a clear message of who Jesus is. And I know I talk too much, but I'm excited.
No, this is great.
We're going to win our battles.
Amen.
We're going to win our battles.
Amen. Why don't you tell them about your new television show?
Whoa! Okay. TCT, Total Christian Television. Saturday nights at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. It's the Battleground with Bishop George Bloomer. And then every day, weekdays, early morning, 7 o'clock, and weeknights at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 8:30, 8 o'clock, Spiritual Authority. TCT was the first television network 25 years ago that gave me an opportunity in television. In fact, the first cameras that I had in my church was given to me, donated to me by TCT. And so when this befuddled happened, this issue happened with the word network, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, it was just clear to me, just go back home. And that's what we're going to do. So I see this as a way that the enemy was trying to silence the voice, because I wasn't fighting for myself. I was fighting for every person whose skin is dark. Yes, yellow, black, brown, etc. We cannot allow self-preservation to allow people to talk to us any kind of way and deal with us any kind of way. And anything dealing with pimps and blackface, we don't play. I would have said at home before I up and says, Bishop, we just want to carry your program. So God is going to do a major thing. Master Prophet,
Yeah.
I released a letter to the nation, and I'll have my officer send you one that you could read to them, with prayer and a seed to make sure that the voice of George Bloomer is not silenced. And I'm going to say this last thing. This thing started the minute Benny Hinn spoke out against the church, and I spoke up against that. And when the devil got very, very upset, and I put that thing back in order. God speaks in the language of 1,000, is written 500 times in the word of the Lord. Prosperity message may be misconstrued by a lot of people. There are crooks and bad people everywhere, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is totally wrong. And I'm not a prosperity preacher, never been. I'm a deliverance guy. But I want to earnestly contend for the faith. And I can begin to see the pathology, the pattern of the enemy, of how he came after me because I came after him. And when I talk about the enemy, I'm not talking about flesh and blood. I'm talking about a spirit that gets on people. But God has given us the victory, and he's opened up brand new doors for us. And I thank God for you. All right, I'm sorry, Bishop. You know, I can go at it.
This is great.
All day long.
This is great, man of God. We thank you. We have many people here. There's somebody that came here from, they came here to see you. Where you from, your name? That told me you was with Bloomer. Las Vegas, your name?
Wow, that's one of my daughters. Yes. She prays for me and texts me all the time. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
She came
Amen.
with someone else there from Texas, so they're here. Las Vegas. I don't know, why's Texas on my mind? What's going on in Texas?
We'll see. Don't be thinking. Just leave it alone. I can't do another battle right now.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Bishop Bloomer. So where are you at tonight? Tell them where you're going to be ministering at tonight.
I'm doing intel, inside national territories, exposing legions in Manitoba, Canada. Today and tonight, and then tomorrow, I'm going in the bush on an Indian reservation where there's about 1,500 coming together for a service on identifying and breaking ancestral curses. So this is an amazing thing. I'm teaching how that, we teach in the church, you cast out a demon, you got to watch, because demons jump out one person, jump on another. Well, that's not scriptural. Demons follow an ancestral bloodline. And there's certain spirits that will never attack you because they don't have the right to enter into that territory. And so we're dealing with those kind of things this week. So as the prophetic college moves, we will have some sessions where we will deal with, prophetic deliverance.